I'm Trey with Bell Real Estate Group, and today I've got on two awesome ladies, Dallas and Taylor, and we're going to just share a little bit about our company, Bell Real Estate Group, how we do things as far as getting people comfortable doing transactions, and kind of our process in that. Because in years past, my MO was to throw people to the wolves, and it was sink or swim, and that's how I learned. And I know that that's not the best way to learn or best for people. And so over the last few years, up until here recently, we've been trying to develop a way to get people uh, comfortable doing real estate transactions, because for most people, this is the biggest financial choice that they make. And it's important to us that we do a good job and that we protect their money and that we get their home sold the right way. And we want all of our people to learn how to do that the way that I was taught by Rhonda. And and that does require more one-on-one time, right? And so
Mhm.
our structure is that we have a director of sales who does a lot of the training and agent related stuff, but that one person can't help a ton of people all the time in the field like we want them to. And so what we've done is we've developed a mentor program, basically, where we take an agent that's had great success, who does things at a high level, who is high character, high integrity, all the things that we look for. And we, if they want to, we plug them in to like a mentor role with someone coming into the business, learning, that needs to just a little bit of help getting their footing established and making sure they're doing things the right way. And we're always there to help everybody, but this is real one-on-one, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. So that's a long introduction, but without further ado, the ladies here. Dallas, tell us a
Mhm.
little bit about yourself, or
Well,
tell us about just yourself and your experience with our company.
okay. I have been with the company for 3 years
Yep.
and it's been great. Like, I love this team. Love everything about it. Um, I was a part of a team previously, not as an agent. I was working during that time. But when I came to Bell Real Estate Group, I just loved everything about it. It's completely different. I love the leadership that we have, and I really felt at home here, and I was ready to learn. So.
I didn't make her say that. That's how she's tooting our horn, and
No.
I'm sure there's things that aggravate her. But I'll tell too. Dallas was on the administrative side of a real estate company, and when she came in, she knew a lot about the contract side of business, but never is not much selling. Is that accurate? Yeah. And
Yes,
so
yeah, I had been.
she's got a great personality. She's pleasant to be around. And that's half the battle there, but she's also smart and she's a hard worker. And so we're very excited that she's joined our team, and she's a big part of what we do. And Dallas is the mentor in this situation. And we're going to dive into that a little bit as far as what that means and what she did and all those things. Taylor,
Mhm.
tell us about yourself.
So I actually got my real estate license a few months before I joined Bell Real Estate Group. And once I got my license, I was like, yeah, how do I get a client? Um,
Yeah.
and I was kind of just like a sitting duck. I didn't really know how to actually build those relationships. And of course, I'm a people person, but when it came to real estate, I didn't know to go out there and say, please buy a house for me. And when I joined Bell Real Estate Group, I knew that was the best decision that I could have made for my career. And I mean, it's like being part of a family. And it was definitely the best decision I could have made. And it's been very helpful being on the team so far.
Well, we have loved getting to know you. And Taylor is surprising. She's funny. She's quirky a little bit. She's very sweet and nice. And I think you've done an awesome job for the people that you've helped so far.
Thank
So
you.
before you got with us, you had your real estate license for a few months. you hadn't done any transactions. I mean, what were you doing? How were you going to do the business? Like, what was your plan?
So I took as many classes as I could. But a lot of those classes were more the basics, the structure, and I didn't get a lot about how to go out there and prospect and gain those relationships with people that will last forever. And
Yeah.
I feel like that happens to a lot of people starting out. They start selling to their family members and their close friends because those are the people who already trust you. And those are
Hmm.
the people like, yeah, of course they'll buy a house for me. But then after that, I had no idea how to just start calling people or going out there. And of course, I'd go out and talk to people and be like, oh, and I'm a real estate agent. But I didn't really know how to hold the ground and continue to build that. And it would just be, I'd talk to someone and then after that, I'd be out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. It's a highly relational business, and people want to know that you know what you're doing whenever
Mhm.
you start doing whatever it is that you're doing. And um, so this was a problem for us. I'll just say that, I mean, there's a couple agents on our team right now that were pretty new and came into the business, and I threw them to the wolves, or we didn't have good training. And honestly, it probably cost them some money. It cost us some money. And it probably created stress for our clients and stress for the agent. And so there's a better way, and we're working on that better way, and this is a part of it. So the next question that I have is, Dallas. So you're the mentor.
Mhm.
Just so people know uh, the amount of business that you do. How many homes did you sell in 2025?
19.
So 19 homes in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, I think it goes without saying that in 2025, stats just came out.
Mm-hmm.
72% of real estate agents didn't sell anything. And
Mm-hmm.
so you are with 19 homes, I think that puts you in like the top 1 or 2%, whatever that chart was that I sent y'all. And so that's incredible. And I know it's hard work. What about you, Taylor? How many homes did you sell last year?
I sold five. And I
Okay.
think that if I didn't join the team, I would have sold none, maybe one.
Okay. So what month did you start?
It was the very end of March.
Okay. So you sold 5 homes in really 75% of the year in your first year in real estate in a marketplace where there's fewer homes sold. And so I think that's something to be really proud of. I mean, I do. Um, so tell me, Dallas, what is the mentor program? How does it work? What do you do as the mentor?
So, as the mentor, I work with the agent through their first four transactions and, just walking through it with them, making sure everything looks good, answering any questions that they have, and making sure it gets to the closing table. So, that's
So
just through
does
the
do
first
you,
four, but I'm still kind of her mentor because we're still continuing, even though she's already
yeah,
A beautiful friendship developed
yeah.
during.
yeah. Well, there is a financial opportunity for the mentor, right? For the first
Yeah.
four, and then you helping her more than that is just because you're an awesome person, and that's part of our DNA. And this is a lonely business, and that's why I like doing it on a team. And sometimes we all need a little help. But so what does it mean walking her through the first four transactions? Like, what I don't know if y'all can think of a specific deal or something. Like, are you part of the listing appointment or part of the buyer appointment? Are you writing, helping her craft the offer? Like, what does that mean?
So I actually did go on her first listing appointment with her because there's so much that you have to cover. And, when you're on your first one, you get pretty nervous. Like you want to
So
make sure
nervous.
you do everything right.
Yeah.
So I did go with her on that first one. I let her do it, but then every once in a while I would jump in, just to say something else and continue the flow of it. And we got it signed that day. So that's good.
That is good. That's
And
pretty
then,
good batting
yeah,
average.
I know. So, and I just helped her as far as writing the contract. So I think the very first contract she had to write, it was like 9:30 at night. And
Yeah.
she called me and she was like, I don't know what to do. So we FaceTime and I pulled up my computer. She pulled up hers. We had our videos and I was literally like walking through her through each spot. Like, okay, this is what we put here. This is what we put here. But I also love that I could explain the why behind it, why we're doing this, why we're doing that, instead of just telling her what to put and then moving on. So that's one thing that I
Yeah.
love about this is I can really go into detail and explain it to her.
Yeah. I just got to press pause. So you mean that as a real estate agent, you don't stop working at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock when other people stop working?
No.
That's
Nope.
prime
I
time
mean,
for
my
us, right?
phone, I think I got a text message last night at like 10:30. So,
And I've
We're
definitely called
on
her
when
after 11. So,
oh yeah, it's been after 11 talking to this one sometimes.
we are on when other people are off, and that's part of our job. And
Mhm.
sometimes that's part of the stress of it, but also it's great to help people. I know you have the heart for that. So going back to that story that Dallas was telling Taylor, what did that do for you? Um, to know that you had somebody there with you and that they were helping you through the conversations if you were getting stuck or whatever. What did that do for you?
it was extremely beneficial because when I first joined the team, I was asking everyone a bunch of questions and I did have a million. And it was nice when you guys did introduce the mentor program because I knew I had that one person that I could actually go to for everything and not just like be like, hey, 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 and asking questions. Cause like I said, I didn't know what I was doing, especially when it came to finally writing a contract. And especially her saying the why behind it, that also helped because that helps it stick more. So when she did
Hmm.
walk me through it the first time, then the next time I did it, I remembered more. And the next time I did it, I remembered more, and so on and so forth, to the point where I was doing it and I was just sending it to her so she could make sure I didn't have any mistakes. Cause I'd go over it 20 times to be like, okay, I need Dallas to look over it now. And that
Yeah.
was a lot of growth for me because when I first wrote it, I was petrified and thought I was going to mess something up. But knowing that Dallas was there to help me and check and just help me learn, it took away all of that stress of being worried that I was going to do something wrong.
Yeah. So that's awesome. And I think that, God, that's overlooked, right? I mean, not everybody that gets into real estate is so confident and like a driver and not scared to make mistakes. And I know that mistakes is where we learn, but we don't want to make those mistakes in front of our client on day one,
Yeah.
right? And so, um, also, we want to make sure that we're professional and that we don't make mistakes inside of a deal. So you go and you get the listing, and then what happened after that, Taylor? Like, how did Dallas, from the listing to the was there a contract? Did you sell it? Okay, from the listing to the contract, to the closing, like, how was having like, what did the mentor do for you? If I don't know what you can remember from that deal.
Well,
Quite a
um,
bit.
a lot of things came up during that deal. I mean, from start to finish, we faced a lot of obstacles, but we got through all of them. And that being my first one too. Of course, I was like, wow, when something kept coming up. And it was, I mean, I don't know how I would have really gotten through it without Dallas's help because she helped me through all of it. I mean, every time something came up, I was like, what in the world? Like something I just was not expecting, but Dallas was there to answer it for me. And it really did help because I would have been a lot more stressed and a lot more anxious if I didn't have her in my corner guiding me through it.
Yeah. So what do you think the biggest benefit, Taylor? So you did you did 5 deals, 4 of them you did with Dallas, and maybe even Dallas helped on the fifth a little. But what do you think, like, if you had to pare it down to one or two things that having this mentor set up did for you and maybe even for your clients, how would you really draw a conclusion to that?
The best way to put it is it's like having training wheels. When you're
Yeah.
teaching your kids how to ride a bike, Dallas was my training wheels.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I can soar free. And it was just, I mean, like I said, she helped me through all of it and it helped me gain so much more knowledge because it took away a lot of the pressure of doing it alone, especially just being on a team in general, because I knew I had everyone behind me. And I think that takes away a lot of stress. And I think anyone getting into real estate should have that one person in their corner that is experienced, that can help them learn and guide them through the way, because it's a lot. And
Hmm.
when you're working for people and building relationships, it's not just like, oh, I made a tiny mistake. Like your one tiny mistake could mess up their future along. I mean,
Yeah.
like you said in the beginning, buying a house is one of, if not the biggest financial purchase anyone makes in their lifetime. So in an industry like this, it helps a lot to just have that one person you can go to for everything and not be nervous to ask questions and just have someone there that's there.
Yeah. Cool. Dallas, what do you think? I
Yeah.
mean, I know that anytime that I teach something, I learn something most of the time. Or
Mhm.
and I think we all get a sense of joy from helping people. So like being a mentor, I guess the first question I want to know is would you do it again? And then, what did you get out of it? How did it impact you?
Yeah, so I would definitely do it again.
Yeah.
I I kind of felt like, I love that leadership role that I had, being able to help Taylor. Um, and just being able to watch her grow and watch her learn. And just, it was so rewarding to see that and to know that I had a part in that in teaching her. I hope I taught her something.
You
Yeah.
definitely did.
Maybe just a little bit. But I mean, like Taylor said, like this business is hard and it's been a while since I took the real estate course. Taylor took it more recently, but like there's so much that happens in an actual deal that they don't teach you in real estate school.
Right.
They
Yeah.
don't, they go over the basics and then you get into it and you have no idea that any of this stuff could possibly happen. They didn't teach you this. So it's like real life and you got to know how to handle it and get through it. And so that was one thing that I was, really proud that we were able to get Taylor through all of the obstacles that came with the first couple ones because she went through it. Those were hard. So yeah,
Not every
it
deal
was
is nice and
it was
clean
a
and easy,
rewarding
is it?
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just can't thank you enough for being willing to share with me. And I mean, I see you most every day, but it takes courage to get on a camera. And so honestly, I want other people to experience that. I think that in real estate, 80% of people that get in within 5 years, they're out. And people get into real estate for two reasons: for the money, because they think it's good or they see it being good, and they'll have more flexibility of time. And oftentimes, people end up getting out of the business because they've made no money because they don't know what to do with their time,
Mhm.
or they're making money but they're working so much that they don't have any time. And so uh, I want to fix that. I think that there's a different and better way to do it, and it still takes a lot of work. And I think in any industry, if you want to make a lot of money, you have to help a lot of people, you have to solve a lot of problems, and you have to work hours. And that's just how it is. And so anyway, you ladies are awesome, and I am thankful to be in business with you both. And again, want to just say thank you for explaining how our mentorship program works, and the benefits of it. Thank you so much.